Welcome back everybody to another Whitetail Wednesday. So before I get started on the video, I'm just gonna go and do all my shout outs, and usually I was only gonna do 4, but since I've been having a ton of people subscribing and wanting shout outs, I'm just gonna go ahead and just go through and pick a bunch off the list. I don't know how many, just gonna pick more than 4. So first off, we're gonna start out with Hanson Outdoors, because I forgot to give him a shout out the one day. And then we'll go with Southwest Arkansas's Fishing. And we got Andrew Key, Thomas Van Dam, alright, Logan G, J-Sync Fishing, KPCJ Fishing, Hunter King, Hick Fishing 34, Alex Perkins, Brandon Jones, EN8 Fade. So there's just a bunch of shout outs to you guys. Like I said before, couldn't do it without you guys. Love the support, keep it up. Remember, like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing and everything. Like I said, I can't say it enough, you guys' support is awesome. And I love all the comments and the messages you guys send me. I try to get back to you guys as soon as I can with some good info. But anyways, back to what we're talking about. So with the rut coming up, I want to talk about, you know, where should you look for bucks cruising from a topo. So there's a lot of things you can do to prep for the rut, but mainly during the rut, a lot of bucks are cruising, you know, from all day long trying to find does, and they're going to be cruising, checking beds and all that. So I'm going to show you on a topo how you can find like good locations to be sitting, especially in like ridge country, hill country, where you have lots of hills and ridges where I hunt. And I'm going to show you how I can use the topo and pretty much figure out, you know, my best spots of where I can sit, where I'm going to have, you know, be near doe bedding, and I'm gonna catch bucks cruising, checking the doe bed. So I'm gonna flip the camera around on the computer, and then I will go ahead and we'll go from there. Alright, so I got the camera turned around, and now we're gonna talk about where can we find where bucks are most likely gonna be cruising during the rut period. So obviously from a satellite image, you can't really see a whole lot of terrain features here. It just, you know, pretty much looks flat. Can't really tell. So now if I click over to the top of them, okay, this is a ridge that pretty much runs north and south here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Alright, so let's say, you know, this is north, this is south, east, west. So most likely if I were to have a north wind, so north wind would be blowing down this way, does are most likely going to bed right on this point here, okay, because the thermals are going to come back up the hill, and they're going to smell that, but they're going to smell the wind coming from behind them. So where I would want to set on a north wind here is I would probably want to sit right here, or like right in here. Okay, now most likely you're not just going to have a straight north wind. Most likely in the rut period during especially in Wisconsin, you're going to have a northwest wind, so it's going to be coming in like this. So they're still going to bed on this point right here. Okay, so if I have a northwesterly wind, deer run the leeward side of the ridge because they smell the thermals coming up the hill and the wind blowing over top. So I would sit right here, because a buck during rut time is going to cruise through here, be cruising the leeward side, scent checking these points, especially like this point. There might be some does bedding here. He's going to scent check that, and he's going to come over here and scent check this. So if I'm sitting here, I'm going to catch him cruising, scent checking the bedding points, because deer like to bed on points. Okay, so basically when you're looking at a topo, you're going to want to look for points, stuff like this. Okay, these points is where does are generally going to bed. So bucks are going to cruise to check those, scent check those points to find the does. Okay, so if I had a south wind coming in, so it's coming in this way, does are going to bed on this point because they can smell what's behind them, and they have the thermals that come up the ridge that they can smell below them. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to look for is points. So this Thursday I'm actually going to be hunting, bow hunting, and it's supposed to be a southwest wind. So southwest wind is going to come in this way. So I'm going to sit right here, basically where this kind of X is. That's where I'm going to be sitting, because bucks should be coming along the leeward side of the ridge. Okay, I also have a water hole up here. So, you know, right now I'm basically going in Thursday to see if there is any pre-rut activity going on. We're getting pretty close to the end of October where bucks should be rutting, or getting into the pre-rut, so they should be starting to spawn. There might be some small bucks moving around. So basically I'm just gonna go check this water hole, sit there. It's gonna be a warmer day. So with the southwest wind, I'm gonna sit here, and I should see if there's any pre-rut activity. I should see bucks kind of cruising along here throughout the day. So I'm gonna try that out in the morning and see what happens. So let me zoom to a different part of the property. So this is another part where we have some points. Now, oops. Let's look right here. Now, north is up here, south is down here, east is over here, and west is over here. So, we're basically going to be having, if I have a north wind, I'm going to want to sit on this point here. And I've been through here in the early season and I've seen bedding all along these points. So I'm going to want to sit here on a north wind. And I have sat there on a north wind, and during the rut especially, and I've caught bucks cruising through here on this flat, scent checking these points, trying to find those does. So that's basically, you know, what I wanted to go over in this video. Alright, so we're back. You know, that's basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I hope you understood that really well. You know, basically what we're just looking for is bedding. You know, you're looking for doe bedding, and if you already know where that is on your property, that's great. And if you already know this, that's great. You know, for those of you that don't, you know, a topo is a huge advantage to you guys. If you've never used one before, especially if you're hunting an area that has a lot of terrain features like I hunt, you know, you can pick out a lot of different areas from a topo on where you're going to be hunt, you know, where you want to hunt. You know, before I had this property figured out, I was on a topo all the time, and I still use a topo like 24/7. All the time I'm checking topos. So you're gonna want to use that, you know, topo to your advantage. It can show you a lot, and especially if you've never been in there, you can pretty much look at a topo and you pretty much can figure out, you know, roughly where they're bedding. You know, bedding is gonna, especially in ridge country, it's gonna take place on points. They love to bed on points, okay? It's hard to hunt valleys in ridge country because the wind and thermals swirl so bad. So it's really tough to talk about it. And I wanted to talk about thermals, but basically I really wanted to just go over, because the rut's getting really close, where you're gonna want to be looking for doe, you know, bedding, and where you want to sit. Okay, so big thing, deer run the leeward side of ridges. Okay, so if you have a north and south ridge running north and south, and you have a wind coming in this way, they're gonna run this side of the ridge. Okay, they're gonna run that side because the thermals come up the ridge and they can smell below them, and then they can smell what's over top on the other side of the ridge. Okay, they run the leeward side. So if you can figure out where the points are, you know, ridge points, you can pretty much figure out, okay, so on a north wind, if there's a point there, they're gonna bed there, and then you can go in and set up on them, and you can more than likely, you're gonna catch bucks cruising through, scent checking them beds. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to keep it short and simple, and just kind of go over some quick tips on how deer are going to use ridges and points to their advantage, okay? And basically, you're basically going to locate doe bedding and plan your hunt accordingly to the wind on how bucks are going to cruise that. So that's basically what I wanted to go over. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any other ideas or any videos you want to know, go ahead and throw them in the comment section, and then I can make a video on it. Next week I think I'm going to go over how thermals work, because I've had some questions about that, but because the rut's been coming up here, I've had a lot of questions on where should I be hunting during the rut, you know? So I was like, man, okay, I could do a quick video on basically where to show you guys where I would personally hunt during the rut time is in my area. You know, I can't speak for other areas, but in my area, ridge country, lots of hills, lots of terrain features. You can pretty much use a topo to pinpoint bucks during the rut time. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like, subscribe if you like it, and I hope you enjoyed this Whitetail Wednesday. Stay tuned for another Whitetail Wednesday next week, and this Friday will be my next video I'll be posting. So be ready for that one. So hope you guys liked the video, and remember, stay tuned for another Whitetail Wednesday next week, and remember, subscribe so you have a chance of getting a shout out next Wednesday. We'll see you later.